Hey everyone, I thought today I would show you guys our crazy chaos garden. I know chaos is kind of a crazy word for it, but if you look at it, we have a bit of everything in here. So when Tony was in the process of building the greenhouse, I had bought so many beautiful seeds of different things, and when the greenhouse was finished, I was super excited to get it going and start planting away. So I planted like this ridiculous amount of sunflowers because I was going to use them to make cut flower bouquets. But me being who I am, it makes me feel guilty whenever I cut a flower. I don't like cutting flowers, you know, so I love making bouquets and stuff, but I don't like cutting flowers. I don't know, it doesn't make much sense. But and actually the only way I'll bring a flower inside the house is if it's broken. Gladiolus will do that. They'll bend over and they'll break, and I'll bring them in the house. But otherwise, I like to keep them outside because they're just so beautiful, right? They work so darn hard to become what they are. Who am I to cut down a flower? And not to mention the pollinators absolutely love all of these flowers. So I'm going to take you for a real quick kind of stroll through. So of course, this is a Florist sunflower. Whoops, I knocked the petal off. We have broccoli in here. We have a cardoon. We have scarlet runner beans climbing up this amazing backdrop that Tony built. We have a German statice. We have strawberries, which really aren't getting much sun, but I wanted to make sure we got all these plants in the ground before they went bad. So we have amaranth, which is such a cool addition to the garden. There's so many different kinds of amaranth you can get. These guys are really great because when they're young plants, you can eat the leaves, but when they come to maturity, and you can see they're starting to brown off a little bit, but once these get a little more browner and start drying and dying off, I will cut off the seed heads, put them into a paper bag, shake them to get all the seeds, and they're very similar to a quinoa. There's lots of things you can do with it. So super exciting about this addition to our garden. We have white ornamental dill, which is gorgeous in a bouquet, and I will actually plant them in our gardens again next year because they're just so cool. They are just so cool. And then we have various types of zucchini. We have yellow zucchini growing in there. We have borage, which you can see right there is a little bumblebee loving on that purple borage. Flowers are also edible on those guys. The birds are currently loving. These are all decorator sunflowers. They're not your typical sunflower seed sunflowers, but they are starting to go to seed. The birds are loving on those guys. What else? I've got a tomato because I had, I don't know, 1 million tomato starters. Hey, I like my plants. So many different things. I got gladiolus. I think I have like 30 or 40 different gladiolus in this bed. This bed is like full, but it's my chaos garden, but it brings so much happiness, so much joy. The bugs and the birds are loving on it. And what I really enjoy about this gardening, which is so different than what it used to be from when, you know, where I was raised, you made sure that your flowers in one area, your veggies are in the other area, your plants, you know, are so many inches apart. No, this is the kind of gardening I love, and this was really great where I actually fell in love with the English garden concept, is that you put your plants and your veggies together, and they not only create this gorgeous scenic garden that is filled with abundance, but what it also does is it makes sure that your soil doesn't dry out too much when you have that heavy full coverage in your garden. Is sun an issue sometimes? Yes, sun is an issue, especially with how these were all planted, but do you know what? The squashes are doing super great. The strawberries not so much, but it'll be different next year. I won't have this overabundance of sunflowers, and if I do, they'll be along the back more. But this is our chaos garden. Isn't it beautiful? Veggies and flowers together. What a magnificent combination. Thanks guys, I hope you're having a spectacular day. Toodles!